So you've seen the movies, right?
Yeah, I've seen the movies.
You've seen all the Twilight movies?
Yeah, I've seen them all, yeah.
You sure?
All 4 of them.
There's 5, dude. There's 5 movies then. Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, Bringing Out Part 1 and 2.
Eclipse. Yeah.
You've seen Eclipse. Yeah, we forgot.
Yeah, I saw Eclipse. Yeah.
Okay. You forgot
So
about
it's
Eclipse.
5.
You forgot about Eclipse.
I forgot about Eclipse.
Welcome to the channel. As always, thank you for watching. I have today with a special friend, David Turner.
Hi.
What we are reviewing is the Twilight Saga. What we're gonna do, basically, we went back, we saw all 5 movies. We've seen all the original trailers for the movies, and we went ahead and watched, thanks to Screen Junkies on YouTube. Go check out their channel, link in the description below. All the honest trailers to just help us remind about how terrible these movies are.
Or good, depending on how the rest of this...
Depending on each movie, in all honesty. But what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about the movies. We're just going to review them. We're going to give our star ratings towards the end. But right now, we're going to start off real quick with the first one, Twilight.
Twilight, baby. Yes.
Twilight. And I can only say, personally, I was so excited in middle school when it came out. And then I saw it, and my dad never spoke to me ever again.
I actually didn't watch Twilight when it first came out.
Really?
I didn't watch any of them when they first came out, I don't think.
Really?
I think I watched Breaking Dawn. Actually, no. I didn't watch any of them in theaters.
I watched.
Now that I think about it, I don't think I watched the second one.
I watched the first one. I pirated New Moon. Because that's what you did in 2009.
LimeWire.
LimeWire New Moon.
Yes, baby, yes. Twilight, I really actually liked Twilight.
Okay.
I really liked Twilight.
Okay.
Because I'm more of a fan of like the mystical kind of stuff, the stuff that's not real, like vampires, werewolves. So that's kind of why I like Twilight. Also, the soundtrack is lit.
Wait, the score or the soundtrack?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's an answer.
So good.
But what about the movie? Let's talk about the movie real quick.
Yes.
I like to say first, the movie has genuinely entertaining moments. Like, let's go through some of the quick moments. The van scene, because it's hilariously dismissible, but it's one of the most memorable scenes in the whole movie.
Oh, where he
stops a van, yeah.
Dude uses his super speed, runs over there, blocks it, saves Bella, you know, and then just kind of hops over the...
No, he jumps over the truck. Yeah. I'm still wondering why no one saw that. It's obvious. You see in the shot. In the shot, you can see people coming from the side. And then it's visible. It's like, oh look, there goes Shovelface climbing over the truck and running into the woods at full-on Falcon speed.
Yes.
How is that not noticeable?
Yeah.
That's my biggest gripe with that scene. I'm just going to say it right now.
Yeah, that's pretty good gripe. I mean, it was cool. Superheroes are kind of cool, so I kind of looked at that as like a superhero kind of moment.
It's one of those entrances where you're just like, that just came out of nowhere. Even though, I mean, you read about it in the book.
I didn't read the book, so.
Can we cut for a second? Okay. I need you to get your act together.
Look, I'm sorry.
No, I need you to get your act together.
I
asked you to review it because I thought you read the books. Okay.
No,
the movies are they're separate from things.
Why would you think?
No.
Why would you think I read the books?
Because everybody read the books before the movies. Every single person would have read the books. You had to check out Breaking Dawn in high school before you could read it because of all the sex scenes. No, you had to read the books before the movies. But I mean, the way he stops the van is laughable. I mean, it's still a memorable moment.
It is. It was cool. It was in the trailer, so they had to think like, oh yeah, this is a cool thing. We need to do this.
Naturally.
So yeah, that was a cool scene.
And then the other scene I think is one of the most memorable ones is the fighting scene at the end.
Oh yeah, that was super cool.
Not a chapel. It's
like
it's a studio. It's a dance studio. Yeah.
Where she used to dance?
Yeah, she was like a ballerina there or something. Yeah, it's way too conventional. The video of her dancing is there. But the way he came down from the window, like he fell and then swung to tackle him. I mean, granted, when he tackled him and he hit the ground and the ground was splitting, that was pretty cool. That was cool. Like he just like impacted the ground. Yes. It was. How do you describe it without looking like a nerd? When you get a spoon and you put it in your ice cream because you're lonely and watching Notebook again, and you push it back like the back of the spoon and you pour it, you know how it splits? That's what happened on that board, if you don't remember.
Edward was the spoon.
Edward was the spoon,
and Back Down guy
was the ice cream. And the floor.
And
the floor and the Never Back Down guy were the ice cream.
Yes.
But Edward was the spoon. He's always the big spoon.
It was cool. It was a cool little fight scene.
It was cool. But it didn't last long.
We're thinking about, you forgot about the most memorable scene of that entire movie beforehand.
Is it the one where he has the apple in his hands like the cover of the book?
Oh, no, that was pretty...
Is it the scene where she can't pour ketchup.
Say it out loud. What am I? And then zoom in right here on the lips. Vampire. Yeah.
Oh yeah, his ice cold lips because he's a dead fish. I forgot about that. That's like the most iconic scene.
Yes.
Say it. Vampire, are you afraid? No. You should be.
You should be.
I'd be afraid. It's like, oh crap, a vampire. Alright, Van Helsing, Blade, get this fool.
Wesley Snipes, where you at?
Twilight has its moments. Is it a genuinely classic movie? In its own rights, yes. Mm-hmm. It has the mild action. It has the corny romance that we all came to love. Like, that's the romance I aspire to provide to a woman one day. Creeping, haunting, pale-faced.
Is that a different generation we're talking to?
What do you mean? I feel like millennials saw it more than Gen Z, but Gen Z caught on eventually. And baby boomers were just I don't believe in vampires. I believe in World War.
I had to walk to school uphill both ways.
I had to cross a crocodile and alligator, play poker with them, and then I had to establish world peace in the conquering of Rome, become pope, become a salesman, and then give birth to 3 children just to get to school on math class in time. And then I had to study in class, and you know what? That was the worst part. Okay, boomer!
Yes.
But overall, Twilight.
Twilight's good.
It is a classic movie. I personally watch these religiously annually. Because... why not? You know, it's like one of those series you just gotta watch it just to feel worse and better about yourself at the same time. Overall, I think, what would you give Twilight out of how many stars? What do you think?
We normally do your ratings out of 5 stars, yeah. Mm-hmm. For what it was, for what it gave me.
I personally give it 2 stars.
I'll give it 3.
Really?
I'll give it 3 because it's
Twilight 3.
So we're judging now. Is that what we're doing? So I give it 3 because it's set up for a whole universe, I guess. Production, yes.
Production, you think so?
Washington State, dude, yeah, they're in that forest and stuff.
I'll give them that.
I say 3 out of 5. I give it 3 because it set me up for the rest of the movies. Okay. For the saga.
All right.
I understood what was going on. I was like, okay, yeah, vampire. I got a full, firm grasp on what's going on. Like it was. I thought it set up for the rest of the world pretty well.
I respect that. I respect your opinion on that. I really do.
You say 2 out of 5. Why do you say 2 out of 5?
I say 2 out of 5 because I didn't care about it as much as I thought it would, but I still care enough about it to watch it annually because of how...
Well, you care about it now.
How it is, yeah. Looking back on it, it's like when you watch a movie, you're like, this is the best movie ever, but looking back on it later, you're just like, this sucks.
Yeah. What are you drawing?
Communism. Because everybody wants Bella all of a sudden. New Moon! So, New Moon, how do I define New Moon? Personally, here's what I'm going to say about New Moon. I think it is the sadder version of Twilight, the first one. Because it is basically Twilight. It's basically this shark boy crushing on dead eyes.
Yes, it's the Romeo and Juliet parallel, and it's great. I will firmly...
Okay, you go first.
Yes, politely disagree with you. It is not even close to being the same as Twilight.
Go for it. That's my opinion so far.
New Moon, we've heard this story before. Romeo and Juliet. So he breaks up with her.
Yes.
She starts having these just night terrors, these spasms where she's just in the middle of the night.
It's a weird scream too. If you ever heard it, it's like ah!
The accuracy is hilarious.
Thank you.
So New Moon is cool because it parallels well with Romeo and Juliet, the classic. Everybody knows it.
Yes.
They both, kill each other or they kill themselves because...
They're willing,
yeah. Suicide, love, oh, it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. No, it's not. Suicide is not the way.
It is not the way. The Mandalore is the way.
That is the way.
This is the way. I've spoken.
I lost my train of thought.
I understand where you're coming from. That it's a Romeo and Juliet aspect.
Well, we also get a new character. We get Jacob. We
met Jacob in Twilight briefly with his super long hair that was so obviously a wig. The action is better.
Yes.
I will say that, especially with the trailer, watching the trailer again and then watching the movie with the action. There are some actually legitimate good action scenes in this movie.
Yeah.
Like when Laurent is in the middle of the field with Bella and the werewolf shows up out of nowhere. She's in amazement. He's like, that's impossible.
Yes.
And he fights them. It's really cool. And then it's really awesome. The visuals aren't still that great. I will say that, but it was still far more entertaining, better visually than Twilight, for sure.
Yeah,
especially with that final scene with the Volturi, Edward's fighting in the chapel or castle, whatever it is. That scene was legit.
Oh yeah,
like that was the hype of it. It's basically like the best scene in the whole movie. I think that was one of the better aspects of this film. The soundtrack, though, I don't think landed as well.
I'll disagree.
Okay.
Heavily.
Heavy cream disagree.
Yes.
All right.
So the scene where Bella's like tripping because she's just sitting there and it like does that really cool spinning scene where she's sitting in the rocking chair and it goes around. The song that's playing right there is Possibilities.
I remember that scene. I do remember that song playing in it. Yeah, no, that song
is so good.
I totally forgot about that moment.
Yeah, I listen to that song. I still listen to that song, dude. The soundtrack I thought was cool because of that one song. I think there was another song by Bon Iver. Is how you say the name because they're French apparently.
All right.
And I think it's called Rosalind.
Douche alert. I don't know. I remember the song you're talking about because it was really eerie and it was really not suspenseful, but like an intriguing ticking that is in the back of your head, just going, "Listen to me." Okay.
Listen to me.
I'm sorry that I'm factual in my knowledge.
Soundtrack's cool. I would say it's on par with Twilight.
You think so? Mm-hmm. Twilight is an eerie series. Mm-hmm. It's an eerie saga. It has its questionable elements, much like the song choices.
Well, I mean the first movie, the second movie, New Moon, and the first movie, Twilight. I would say comparably, their soundtracks are pretty
similar.
Yeah, they're pretty.
It's the style that they're trying to set up, I think, because of the supernatural element that is with the film. Because they're also building a bigger universe with the werewolves coming now.
Yeah.
So I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think the soundtrack is weaker than the score, but I would agree that it matches that of the first one for the element of the matching of the stylistic filmmaking for these films.
Yes.
It is visually better. I will always say that. It is visually better. Better lighting for sure. It is much more appealing to the eye. It's not just this angsty, emo, bring me to life music video.
Blue.
And so I think New Moon, though it is special to us.
Yeah.
It is still one of the worst ones in the saga.
Really?
Yes, because it is, again, I will say this again, it is a rehash of Twilight. It is basically
we get a werewolf. We get a werewolf. A whole
yes, because Twilight is vampire. But after you cut out the scene where he dumps her, and then she notices Edward. Once she notices Jacob. Once she notices Jacob, it's Twilight all over again because she goes to this guy. She falls for him. They go to this angsty romance. Will they or won't they? And then the final 20 minutes happen, maybe 30 minutes, and they finally go to the Volturi, and then it's New Moon again.
So I think New Moon is a sequel to Twilight. And I think a good sequel can stand alone. I think you can watch a sequel without having to watch the previous movie, the prequel, to be able to understand.
Are you fighting me on my own perfect trilogy ideology?
Yeah, I am. Oh. So I can watch New Moon without ever have seen Twilight and know exactly what's going on. And that being said, I also think that New Moon is really good because it's Romeo and Juliet, a story everyone knows, and regardless if you're thinking about it when it's going on, I mean, they straight up say it in the freaking movie, do they not? Sly little, hey, this movie's about, it's a foreshadowing. It's like, hey, this movie's about to be Romeo and Juliet. But I will say it's Romeo and Juliet plus about 5. Not saying it's better than Romeo and Juliet, but I am saying it's better than that because I don't like Romeo and Juliet. I think it's a stupid thing anyway. But I think it's cool and a classic, and I think it's a modern spin on a classic tale that we all know and a lot of people love.
I want to commend you for backing up New Moon as much as you are, because it is universally, like, look at all the sides, look at all the reviews. It is critiqued as debatably the worst one, and the way you're defending it, I respect you for that. Okay. I respect your opinion, and I will give you that. Out of how many stars would you rate it?
3.5.
Oh!
I said it. I'll say it again. I'll say it again too.
Oh! 3.5?
Just 3.
No, you already said 3.5. You have to go with 3.5 now.
Just 3.
I personally would go with 1.5 stars.
Holy gosh.
Yeah. Sorry, that's my opinion. I still enjoy it. Again, I still watch it.
No, that's.
But sense. As a movie, it's a 1.5 for me.
Is it because you feel like it's the same as Twilight?
I feel it's because there's nothing officially new other than the werewolves.
Not even the fact that she has heartbreak?
No. I just feel like it's underwhelming in what I was expecting. When I first saw it, I was like, this is not what I expected. I wanted more.
Okay.
I wanted more action as was promised in the trailer.
You say 1.5 out of 5. I say 3.
I respect. No, 3.5. You said 3.5. You want to go with 3 now?
No, I'll say 3.5, and I'll freaking say it right now.
Okay.
I'll say it to anybody else who asks.
3.5.
3.5. You heard it here.
Again, I respect your rating. I respect it. But overall, in the end, my review, Eclipse is yours. Let's talk about Eclipse. Let's look at Eclipse real quick.
Okay.
I keep saying real quick, but we drag on because, God forbid, boys can talk cool about Twilight.
I think the movie sucks so bad it doesn't even deserve half a star. I hated the movie. There was no point in even having it.
Really?
I mean, dude, you could have.
Really?
We could have. I mean, I forgot about it. You asked me earlier. You're like, I thought there was 4. You said no, there's 5. I was like, which one?
That's true. I did ask that. Eclipse, I think has a special place in my heart because of how much darker it is.
You mean like how much suckier it is? How much it just sucks?
No, how much the tone. Okay, it starts off literally with the murder of this random kid at Seattle.
Yeah.
And then it leads onto this vampire army, people killing these random people. And all these random people who returned die in the end. Spoiler alert, they all die.
I mean, did anything happen in that movie?
Yes.
I don't know. Answer me this question. Did anything happen in that movie that furthered anything at all in the Twilight universe?
They decided when they're going to get married, which is very important to the end plot of Breaking Dawn.
That could have been done at the end of...
well, he did ask her at the end of the moon. I guess he did ask her, will you marry me? She's like, and
they could have been like, yeah, let's get married on date.
Well, when you... Yes, nothing really did advance the plot.
See, that's what I'm saying.
You suck!
I hate
You're ruining it for me. You're ruining it for me.
The movie is just... This is what this is for. This is good right here. This is good.
No, you can't... See, here...
I'm telling you, Eclipse is booty trash mixed trash. And that is...
You can't tell me that final battle scene, though brief, is not cool.
That's cool.
We also have to end the lineage of villains that are coming after them. Like, Victoria has to die. We killed... Never Back Down guy. We killed Laurent, and now we have to kill Victoria, who was actually replaced by Bryce Dallas Howard, which sucked.
Yeah, it was weird. But I'll give Victoria props. She was cool.
No, so here's my thing about Eclipse.
Okay.
Like I said, the final battle is cool. We have to end the lineage of bad guys are coming. The Volturi are more involved. They see now that the wedding needs to happen because they know Bella is human, and they either kill her or she becomes a vamp. And we get backstory. I like the backstories for Jasper and Rosalie. Think about this. The werewolves unite with the vampires, creating a treaty, which leads to the more emotional breaking of that treaty in Breaking Dawn.
Well, we're talking about Eclipse. Right?
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. They unite against these newborn vamps.
Yes.
Which creates a bond. They have an understanding. Let's create peace and land. We can unite, apparently.
Yeah.
And then we have that bigger emotional hit whenever they decide to go against each other. Whenever they decide to kill Bella. I think that's why I like that, because it's torn down, basically. It's like when the Avengers unite and then Civil War happens and they're torn apart. I'm not comparing them. Okay, let me be clear here. I'm not comparing Twilight to MCU whatsoever. I'm saying that the emotional build of the union being torn down later on is better because of this Eclipse, because of what happened, how they united. And I think that was very important.
There's no reasons, because every little thing that's in there that actually contributes somewhat at all, which I don't think really anything does, you could put in either New Moon or freaking Breaking Dawn Part 1.
Wow. Break my heart.
What would you give Eclipse?
I would give Eclipse 2.5 because it was daring. It was something different than what we've seen. It wasn't about the forced love between two people. There was a love triangle. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But it was different. It had a new style to it, and I liked that. I really appreciated that different direction of tone and story.
Yeah. Okay.
I personally would give it 2.5.
Okay. I'll give it 1.
1.
I'll give it 1 because it's unnecessary, but they put the effort in, and I think Kristen Stewart, and the rest of the cast learned a lot, and I think the rest of the crew also learned a lot.
She obviously hasn't learned to close her mouth. I swear, she keeps breathing through the damn thing. We can hear it through the microphone. I swear, it's annoying. Edward, where is she?
Where is she going?
Where's Jacob? Dude, is it getting dark out? What time is it? Oh, it looks like it's breaking dawn. Get it? So Breaking Dawn.
Part 1 and 2.
Part 1 and 2, yeah. I'm going to say this right here, right now, okay?
Say it.
They're the best ones. I enjoy them. I think they have the most intellectual storytelling, okay? They have the... Granted, the effects are duty with the child. That's a creepy child. Here's what I want to say. Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2. Okay. It has better stories. It has better... I want to say it takes its time with building up the intensity, building up the resolution, building up the action. There is better action in Part 1 when they are attacking the house. Mm-hmm. There are other action sequences I can't honestly remember, but I know there are some. Yeah. And then there's Part 2. Obviously, the climactic battle, that 10-minute epic conclusion that is just so, like, wow, violent in its own respective PG-13 rating. I mean, it was a dream, granted, but it was still awesome.
Dude, that
really made me mad. That made me mad when I saw that. I was so mad.
When Daddy Carlisle died, dude.
Don't even tell me about Daddy Carlisle dying.
So when Daddy Carlisle died, I reacted heavily. I screamed and I was like, no, there's no way this is happening. Like I was upset. I was upset because it's Daddy Carlisle.
Who wouldn't be upset?
You know, like, and I didn't expect it because they just both went.
Because
they came down.
They impacted, and then all you see is a random head just floating there in the grass of that pale dude from Tron Legacy. But the battle should have remained effective in the movie. Like, it should have been, like, the film ends with those people dying, those wolves dying.
Well, I'm glad they didn't die.
I am glad.
I'm glad because...
But it would have been, like, that ultimate hero death. Like, Carlisle dying is, like, I'm not comparing it again. I'm not comparing it directly. But I'm saying it will have that intense emotional drive as Iron Man dying.
Oh, gosh, yes. But Bella and freaking Edward both died at the end. They both got shot.
Not necessarily. We saw them being pummeled by the other vamps. But do they die? Not necessarily.
Well, they killed everybody else. Why wouldn't they kill them?
I'm just saying, dude.
They were getting yeeted left and right.
Yeah, they were yeeted, but so was it. The wolves.
Dude, the wolves lit. Breaking Dawn Part 1. Booty trash.
No. It was not booty trash because it set up the premise for Part 2 with the pregnancy. Yes, could it have been one movie? Yes, absolutely.
Bro, I just don't want to see Kristen Stewart walking around like a pregnant crackhead.
Yeah, but it shows the emotional growth Edward has, doesn't it? It
shows finally. Finally.
He had that in Eclipse, and then he has it way more so in Breaking Dawn Part 1 because he's about to lose the love of his life, and he's prepared to kill himself. He's prepared to let Jacob eat him. Because he just can't live with it.
Yeah,
with Renesmee being born, he can't live with that. Now that isn't, if not uncharacter. If that's not character growth, I don't know what is.
So Breaking Dawn Part 1 should have been a short film.
It could have been shorter. Like I said,
it should have been either a short film or, which would have been stupid. So
there's no point.
There's no point in it. But they should have just made Breaking Dawn just one thing.
It is possible.
Took out like half the scenes of Kristen Stewart just being a pregnant crackhead, breaking her back and stuff.
Part 1 of Breaking Dawn shows the emotional growth, how these characters can live with or without each other, and how they would react to an actual newborn. How Rosalie was supporting Bella, but Alice was against it. Remember, Alice was actually against Renesmee, but then obviously in Breaking Dawn Part 2 is hell bent on saving her because now she's alive. And then so that's what I like, because it breaks down the characters to show who they really are. Yeah. And then Part 2, it shows them on this quest to save each other. Like, it doesn't start off necessarily that way, but once that snitch happens, Mag, I forget her name, one of the cousins, and she just tears it down. Then they have to go on this search of these witnesses.
So, a lot of movies don't do this. A lot of Parts 1s and Parts 2s don't do this, where they end Part 1... they start Part 2 right where they ended Part 1, and Breaking Dawn did that, and I really I like that. There's nothing in between that happened that I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Like, I want to see all of it.
Yes.
Like, I love seeing, like, when you're telling a story, don't leave out any details, and that's what this is. It's a good story. So like, so Breaking Dawn Part 1, it does have a good setup. Shouldn't have been 2 parts.
Okay, I respect that.
I think it should have been spliced in half, maybe. and just put together. I think Breaking Dawn should have been like it ends everything. So like it's the whole. It's
it is the culmination. Yes, I understand where you come from. It could have been one movie. I totally agree. There's an entire part of part one where you can cut out like Jacob guarding the house. Yeah, there's entire moments of that. I understand. Oh, of course, I also understand its growth, showing the mom getting closer to him. And the wolf friends acknowledging the vampires are important. I understand that. Yeah. Keeping it and getting rid of it could go either way.
I think it could. And I wouldn't be upset either way. No, but I will say I did not like... I liked Breaking Dawn Part 1 more than I liked Eclipse.
I mean, obviously, everybody did.
Yeah, I mean, because Eclipse wasn't necessary. It was unnecessary. Breaking Dawn Part 1, at least half of it was necessary. Because, like, oh, she's pregnant now. And there's a lot of stuff that happened.
There's a lot of emotional...
There's
a lot of tragedy, kind of.
You can't go from... What was it? Was Eclipse the last one before Breaking Dawn?
Yes, Eclipse.
So you can't go from Eclipse to Breaking Dawn Part 2. It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. No, that's why you need Part 1.
You need Part 1.
That's why I like it.
So like, yeah, you could take Eclipse out and be perfectly fine with the rest of the saga. We should do that. We should watch all 4 movies and just leave Eclipse out and see what happens.
You just ruined Twilight for me, bro.
I'm telling you, you don't need it. That's why I told you it's a 1 star.
I do like the score. Especially the Twilight Overture in Part 2 when it begins. That is a good overture. It's basically all the themes in one 3-minute version. And then the imprinting thing is fallible because like he wants to print on. Hold on, let me state this. He fell for Bella, and then he's like, oh no, it turns out I was falling for her daughter. That's impossible because you need the father. You need the genetics of the father to create the child within the mother. So technically, Jacob was bi. Think about it, guys.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But I will say, I understand what they did there.
I understand.
That fully makes sense where they're like, oh, Jacob's in love with Bella, and then she has the baby. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but in the world of vampires and werewolves,
and the mythology,
it makes sense. So, like,
to an extent.
Yeah, your baby's born, and that's the one piece of you that Jacob was drawn to. Yeah. And so now he's not drawn to you anymore because he's drawn to that one piece. It's now out of you.
It's there. Yeah.
Yeah. But what I really liked about Breaking Dawn Part 2, probably one of my favorite ones.
Absolutely. Definitely one of the better ones.
Because plot twist, bruh. One thing that I really liked about Breaking Dawn Part 2, Bella, finally a vampire. And we finally get to see what it's like to be a vampire. The first person shots of her like running, and then we get the vision. So she's running through the forest at like Mach 18 or something, and then like she zooms in with her vision, freaking eagle vision, on a spider, like on the freaking spider web, and she's running, dude. And I was like, I want that.
That was cool. Lit. I will always rate them.
Yeah. What are you gonna rate? Part 1.
Part 1, definitely 3.
3 out of 5. Okay.
Part 2. 3.5.
Ooh, come on, somebody. Yes.
Yeah, I would. I personally would.
Okay.
Like, many critics will agree. I, however, think it has earned it because of the way we still debate about it. The way it stands in history.
It is very debatable.
What would you rate Part 1 and 2?
So, Part 1, I would have to rate. Golly, man. I want to say 2.5. I want to say 3, but I'm gonna stop at 2.5. Okay. I give it 2.5 because it's necessary.
Okay, that's fine. I get it. It's fine.
Breaking Dawn Part 2, bruh. I'm going 4. I'm gonna say it out loud.
Really?
I'm gonna say it out loud.
Hey.
4 out of 5. Breaking Dawn Part 2.
That's cool, dude. I gave it 3.5. I thought it was so high for myself, but 4 out of 5 for you. I respect it.
It's a good ending to everything that's happened. I think it's a good little wrap it up with a little bow,
I'll give you that. It was
It's a good little ending there.
It was at peace. I will give you that.
I like how they brought everybody together. There's so many people. There's so much. There's so much going on.
Amen.
It made me feel a lot, and I think that's what art is supposed to do.
Cool.
So do we get something for this, or?
Yes, we get to say who our unofficial sponsor is. Today's unofficial sponsor is Ticketmaster. Now, Ticketmaster has a great abundance of tickets. Unfortunately, a lot of events are canceled right now. However, a lot of events are rescheduling. So you can go on Ticketmaster, get tickets. There are all sorts of venues, all locations, all the dates for certain artists. You can even find really good deals on there for really cheap prices. Personally, I like to use Ticketmaster whenever I go to concerts. I went to go see NF. That's where I got this dope hat because I keep it real. And you have a bunch of options there for whatever artist you like. Comedy, live performance, musicals, music. There's abundant options. So check out Ticketmaster whenever you're ready to go see a concert or live performance of any sorts. Guys, I really do hope you enjoyed watching this Twilight Saga analysis. Thank you to my friend David for showing up today.
You're welcome.
Social distancing. Who cares?
Yeah,
put it there, pal. We can die.
Racism ended.
Yes. Wait a minute. Of course, guys, make sure to comment below. Let us know what your favorite Twilight movie was. Let us know what your favorite moments, least favorite moments. Talk to us. Let me know what you thought about each movie individually, okay? Just leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought about our analysis. If you thought we wasted your time, or if you agree with us.
Yes.
Just leave a comment below. As always, guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that like button down there. For quick-to-read movie reviews, you can always check out my Letterboxd account, link in the description below. Just brief 1 to 2 sentences of movies that I have seen, and you can find something on there that you might like. You never know, okay? Just peruse it. It's like your new library while the library is shut down right now. And as always, guys, thank you for watching. Say bye, David.
Bye, David.